What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today on this video, as you can see there on the screen, we'll be doing the National Certificate Mathematics and 5. This paper was actually written on the 25th of November 2025. It was an X paper and it took about 3 hours. So on this video, we're going to start with question 1, and then we're going to continue on other videos with question 2, question 3, question 4, and question 6. So I'm going to leave the timestamps for each and every question that you would like to watch if you don't want to watch this question paper in a sequence order. All right, guys. So before we start though, if you are watching these videos on this channel for the first time, do not forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Now that we are done with the intro, how about you look at question 1 of this question paper? All right, here's our question 1 here. This question 1 consists of only 2 questions, guys. So I'm gonna create a space and solve this question 1. So let's create the space and let's solve 1.1. All right, so here is our 1.1. The question goes like this: determine the following limit. Before we start with this question, as you can see, we have y is equaling to limit x approaches 0. We have the numerator where we have 3x squared plus e. All this is divided by 2x cubed plus 5x. So we first start by doing direct substitution with this one. So wherever there is x, we're going to substitute with 0 since x is approaching 0. So let's do it. So it's going to be 3. Instead of writing x, we're going to write 0 squared plus e to the power of 0 instead of writing x, right? Divide by 2, and then wherever there is x, we put 0 to the power of 3 plus 5 multiplied by 0, right? So if we continue on the numerator, we're going to have 0 plus 1 because 3 multiplied by 0 to the power of 2, that is going to be 0, and e to the power of 0 is going to be 1. So anything to the power of 0, guys, it's 1. Divide by 0 plus 0, right? And all this is more like 1 divided by 0, which is, this is going to give us infinity. So if it gives us infinity like this, it means that we need to do the following step. So simplification, it won't help here. Dividing with x with the highest power also, it won't help here. So we need to apply the L'Hopital rule. Your question must be a fraction. As you can see, this is a fraction. We are fine with that. And we have to get infinity when we do direct substitution. Now that those two terms are met, now with L'Hopital, what you should do is you must differentiate the numerator and the denominator. So let's continue. Y is equaling to limit x approaches 0. Let's not forget that. Now what we need to do here is to differentiate the numerator and the denominator. Now if you look at the numerator, the first term with 3x squared, the standard differentiation, this is going to give us 6x and then plus e to the power of x. When you differentiate e to the power of x, that's going to give you e to the power of x. It's an exponential differentiation. And then on the denominator, we have to differentiate 2 multiplied by x cubed. This is going to give us 6x squared plus 5. If you differentiate 5x there. Now, after differentiating, we do direct substitution. Let's do direct substitution. If we substitute x with 0, remember x is approaching 0, this is what you're going to have there, right? Divide by 6 multiplied by 0 squared plus 5. If you continue on the numerator, we have 6 multiplied by 0, that is going to give us 0, plus e to the power of 0, that is going to give us 1. Divide by, there we go. And then we have 6 multiplied by 0 squared, that is going to give us 0 plus 5. So our final answer here is actually 1 over 5. So that is going to be our limit. So the limit here is actually 1 over 5. So guys, just in case you didn't understand how to differentiate, there are videos that I made explaining the standard differentiation. So just in case you didn't understand, you can always leave a comment on the comment section. Even if you understood, you can also leave the comment as well. If this video really helped you, do not forget to like, share, and if you haven't subscribed, subscribe to the channel. All right, people, we are done with 1.1. We're going to do 1.2. All right, guys, here is our 1.2. Now, 1.2, we have the statement there. They want us to determine the values of x in the domain 0 to 360 degrees for which f of x is discontinuous if f of x is equaling to sec x. First of all, we need to change our f of x here. Let's change it. Our f of x, we can say 1 over cos x. This is what we call the inverses. Just in case you don't know much about inverses, you can go to the description. I will leave a link there about the inverses, and also the very same video about the inverses going to pop up on the top right of this video. Go and watch those inverses. So our f of x, now we have a fraction, which is good. Now we need to find the value of x, which is going to give us 0 when we substitute to cos them. So it's simple. What you need to do here, you say cos x is equaling to 0. So the denominator, you equate it to 0, right? Then from there, you solve for x. This is so simple, guys. You're gonna transpose our cos to the right hand side. When you transpose our cos to the right hand side, it's gonna become arc cos 0. Guys, arc cos 0, it is not cos to the power of -1. You press shift, then you press cos, then you will have arc cos 0. So arc cos 0, I am getting 90 degrees. Now, 90 degrees is not the only one that we're supposed to get. Remember, our domain is given to us from 0 to 360. So if you look at our cast diagram, 270 and 360, right? So if you look at this one here, our denominator, which is cos, the cos is positive. So this is how you're supposed to do it. Here is theta. On the first quadrant, cos is positive, and also on the fourth quadrant, cos is positive. So we're gonna only focus on these two quadrants in order for us to get the right x values. So for the first quadrant, we are fine. We have 90. That is our final answer. And then for the fourth quadrant, we can say x is equaling to 360 minus 90. So 360 minus 90 supposed to give us 270. Let me just create a little bit of space here. So x is going to be 270 degrees. So these two are the answers there. So in order for this f of x to be discontinuous, our x is supposed to be 90 and 270. If we do substitute 1 over cos 90 or 1 over cos 270, we're gonna get infinity for both of them. Infinity for both of them. This means that 90 and 270 are the values where our function is discontinuous. I hope you guys managed to understand this. It's really not that difficult. What you need to do here, you must first have a fraction, and then the denominator you equate it to 0, and you solve for x values. That's it. Okay, people, this is the end of question 1. So if you have any questions, you can leave a comment on the comment section. If you don't, you can also leave a comment on the comment section. You can always like, share the videos, subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed. I'm going to do question 2 of this question paper. So make sure that you subscribe. You also hit the bell notification so that whenever I upload question 2 of this question paper, you are notified. All right, people, thank you very much for watching. Till next time, cheers.